Hey everybody, it's Rhett. Today I just want to share with you 3 things that made me a better guitar player. So the first one is learning music theory. You don't have to go super deep into this, but just knowing about the circle of fifths, and just the whole point is to understand the relationship between notes, between chords, and that'll just help you better write your own songs. And also, to my second point, second tip, is learning covers. And so what was really nice is once I started learning music theory and started learning some covers as well, I was able to kind of reverse engineer like why this song worked and why this chord progression worked and whatnot. And it made me see these amazing guitarists as more real and be like, they're just using basic music theory here. Listening to Led Zeppelin seems crazy and best, one of the best guitar players in Jimmy Page. And then you see the music theory, you're like, oh, that's just A to E. That's just really like a super simple thing. But the rhythm he plays it, the way he plays it, the tone of his guitar, and all the little other intricacies is what make a big difference. And that's the whole thing in itself with music, is knowing that it's, not just finding the perfect chord combination, because most popular songs are made up of the same, 1-4-5 or whatever chord combination. It's really just the way they play them, the melody on top of it, and the overall production that makes a song great. So back to guitar, the third tip that I have for you is playing acoustic without a pick. So this is really specific, but my best friend Michael actually told me to do this when I was just really starting to get into guitar, and it made the biggest difference. Especially if you're an electric guitar player, you want to start shredding, you want to just have, just be a great player. Playing acoustic is just harder, you get bigger calluses, stronger hands, and also playing without a pick just makes it, again, harder. And I'm a big believer that when you make things a little bit more challenging, when you make practice harder, it makes performing and playing that much easier. And so that made me a lot better electric lead player because I was able to just really get it a lot easier because I was so used to playing on an acoustic without a pick that when I got to an electric with smaller strings, smaller neck, and now I had a pick to really articulate my notes, it made it that much easier. So those are really my 3 tips. And the last tip I'll say is just practice other instruments too. Because when you start playing piano or start playing bass or drums, I play a little saxophone too, it gives you greater perspective and also just makes you a better all-around player. When you're practicing piano for hours and hours and you don't, for days even, and say you haven't practiced guitar, when you come back to guitar, you'll actually probably be better at it. It's something with just, again, practicing and involving yourself as much as possible in music makes a big difference. So that really kind of final tip is just coming down just to practice, practice, practice. So kind of was 5 tips in there. Again, 1, music theory, 2, learning covers, 3, practicing acoustic without a pick, 4, practicing instruments, and just 5, practicing, practicing, practicing. So there's nothing you can't get better at. Just put the time in and just keep doing what you love.